EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Twin Cities and US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, the home of the Vikings. The kicker, Will Reichard, has the ball on the tee. And off we go from Minneapolis. Britton Covey now on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. First carry for Saquon Barkley. And he'll get ahead for about 3 on the first play from scrimmage. So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a first down. Once again, it's Barkley. And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. And he'll be taken down. They got him back on the 50-yard line. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? This one is caught by Dotson. They get 15 on that game. First down, Philadelphia.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short game.
the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
This defensive line clearly has a beat on this offense. They've got to find a way to settle their pass protections. If they want to be able to get their quarterback in any sort of established rhythm and timing going forward, they're going to have to do a lot better job protecting them early in this game.
And this will be tracked down and intercepted. Picked up by the veteran, Smith.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
First and 10. Opening carry of the game for Aaron Jones. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So, not much to speak of in terms of scoring in that first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the give, it's Jones. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion. Try again. It's 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. He's going to look downfield once again. Reed Blankenship had the tight coverage and comes up with the defensive play.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. You let this go deep for Jefferson. And that is incomplete. The defense very happy to see that play call. The decision to go for it on 4th and long will end up in a turnover on downs. Here's a handoff to Barkley. He brings this to about the 26-yard line. Blake Cashman up from the linebacker's spot to make the tackle. 2nd down and 8. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That is caught. What a throw. Jahan Dotson. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11.
Darnold to throw. Looking for Jefferson deep downfield. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. 2 minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. We'll have more from Minneapolis after this. Here's Darnold again. Into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
They'll try and run for the first down with Jones. That play may have taken a little bit too long to develop. It's no gain. He's back at the 4-yard line.
No gain on the play. It's
From the shotgun, here's Darnold. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Nakobe Dean. Oh, big hole left side. Inside the 20. And he's going to take this back all the way. Touchdown, Eagles.
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And we are underway from Ford Field. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First carry now for David Montgomery. Gets past one man. Breaks the tackle now with Allen. Still on his feet. He may go. Touchdown, Detroit. David Montgomery, 70 yards. And the Lions put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Now the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. He's got his man. That's the rookie from Florida State. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Throwing now is Allen. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, but sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
That good for 19 and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2, as they go to work on a first and goal. Here's Allen to throw it. That's caught. Kincaid for the Bills. Touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Bills are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Back to Montgomery on second down. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Open man right side is St. Brown. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 39. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Goff now looking to throw. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Now Goff. It's complete to Williams. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Gibbs straight ahead. And he takes this one in for the Lions. Touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Lions have taken the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated. I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Allen now looks to throw. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
Montgomery is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Tim Patrick as the first half is winding down. And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Kirby Joseph, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Allen going to throw. Shakir holds it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. To the air, Allen. Flushed out right. Keeps himself upright. And he'll just get rid of it.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the third quarter from Detroit. Here's Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Allen to throw once more. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Allen has his man. It's Shakir. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
They'll run with Cook, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Jack Campbell running him down behind the line.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Allen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Allen now on 3rd and goal. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. Allen taking it himself, and he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Josh Allen scoring on the sneak from a yard out, and the Bills have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Here's Bass now for the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Yeah, the touchdown apparently wasn't enough. They're going to go for the onside kick here. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Goff and Williams hooking up there for a Lions first. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Here's Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. Well, Montgomery just unable to twist free as they hit him short of the line to gain.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. Bates' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48 there.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Here's 1st and 10. Allen. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Throwing, Allen. This taken in by Kincaid. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Two timeouts remaining, but time is of the essence. Down 2 scores. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Allen. Eluding the pressure right. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Just over 50 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Allen. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Here's Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations and you often get tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
One final try here for Allen. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Now the kicker, that's Cameron Dicker, set to get us started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. The NFL's leading rusher in 2019 and 2020, Derrick Henry. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So from the 37, here's 2nd down and 3. Jackson, option right. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They get 9 yards there, and they get a 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
He's got Derrick Henry again, back-to-back catches. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Henry up the middle. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
Deion Henley there on the tackle.
Now, that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Again, it's Henry. And he'll be close to a 1st down at the Chargers' 28. And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll try to run for the 1st with Henry. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Open man, that's Henry. A first down screen pass, good for 5. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Inside handoff, Henry. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. So they need 2 yards here on third down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive. Running from the gun with Henry. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
A first down carry for Henry. Shifts by at the 15. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. Here now, 2nd and 4. Now it's Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Henry going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll give Henry another shot. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. This Charger defense continuing to hold the line. Now it's a 3rd and goal situation. And Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here's Jackson to throw. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Isaiah Likely in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Go.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And he will be brought down on what what will be the final play of this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the third quarter will start from the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. This is a game, Charles, that's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the third quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trail by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half. Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on third down.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Again, it's Edwards. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Here we go on fourth. Herbert. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 21 yards there. A big play on fourth down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They go with Edwards left side. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Here's Herbert. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Quentin Johnston, 26 yards. And the Chargers are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the fourth.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and they take the lead here at 7-6. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 75 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
To the 36-yard line, stop there.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. From the gun on third down, Jackson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
That is caught. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. Here comes second down at 5. Jackson going to keep it running right. Oh, no, he lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Here's a 2nd and 5. Running left is Edwards. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Third and 3. Herbert now to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And out across midfield down to the 45.
Well, they don't call them the faithful for nothing, Brock. Fans numbering 70,000 strong have made the trek to Santa Clara, and they're ready to cheer on their 49ers here at Levi Stadium. Greg Zuerlein out for the opening kick. And we're off from Levi Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. They stick with McCaffrey. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Completed here to McCaffrey. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
He's got it to his running back. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Reeled in by George Kittle. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Mosley. And the Jets get the football on the first turnover of the contest. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Here's 2nd and 7. Malachi Corley reels it in. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
We've finished 1 quarter in what's still a scoreless game. Couple of zeros on the board right now. Back to Levi Stadium right after this. Time for the 2nd quarter of play. It's Jets football. They've got a first to begin the frame. Hall takes it straight ahead. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Offense in the hurry up here. Going to the ground again on first. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal. They'll run here, it's Hall. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3. Working quickly here. Hall. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. That run good for a gain of 2, and just like that, we've hit our 2-minute warning. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Shotgun handoff for Allen. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push, and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. They'll go for it. Rodgers. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Dre Greenlaw picks it off. And the 49ers get the football back at the 19-yard line.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Purdy setting up that play action. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. From the gun is Purdy. This ball's cut by McCaffrey. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The Jets take their first time out as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up.
That blitz right there, Kate, was a win-win defensively. Got a lot more bodies around the line of scrimmage in case that offense ran it. Well, they put it in the air, and that quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball other than in his own arms.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Jets get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. Rodgers here from the gun. This has been a trend, yet another interception. Picked off by Fred Warner. Reaches the 40. At the 20. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
Jake Moody on for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Xavier Gibson now to return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Rodgers coming back after the pick. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the offense gets it back, but of little consequence here. We've reached halftime in this one. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us.
Jake Moody to kick off for the 49ers.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Gibson now to return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped.
Well, that's exactly the way you want to come out of the locker room to begin the second half. And really, Kate, this third phase of the game, the special teams, you just see the boost and the energy they can give to their team when they deliver a nice return to start this second half.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Hall. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. Off play action, Rodgers. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Dre Greenlaw picks it off. And the 49ers get it back as he intercepts him for the 2nd time this game. Well, you kind of had a feeling, Brock, that they were going to be passing early and often coming out of the locker room on the losing side of things, right? And that coverage, man, they knew it too. Right there to make a play on the very first throw.
Yeah, no doubt, I think in any of our minds, they knew a throw was coming defensively, and that's fine. You could know it's coming, but you got to then go out and execute and take it away. Played right into their hands, and now a chance to add to this lead.
Purdy throwing here on 1st. This is reeled in by Jawan Jennings. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. So good work to help reset those chains.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So 2nd down coming up. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Purdy gets this from the pistol. Throw caught at the 6. And he's going to reach the 6 before he goes out. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. To throw again, it's Purdy. The back's got it.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
The nose of the football inside the 1. Here's 2nd and goal. McCaffrey. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The 49ers push their lead further to start the half. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Call it Motown, call it the Motor City. To Lions fans, this is home. Ford Field in downtown Detroit. The perennial Pro Bowler, Justin Tucker, has it on the tee. And off we go from Ford Field. Here's Craig Reynolds to return. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Goff going to open up with a throw. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And it's going to be third down. Goff to throw. And that is incomplete.
Not exactly the type of drive to write home about, Mike. 3 passes, 3 incompletions, no yards gained. And I really can't blame any of these fans who have continued to voice their frustration, especially after that last series of play calls.
So on fourth down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt. Sims now to return it. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Jackson now to throw on first down. He'll complete that to his fullback. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's second and 2. Now the first carry for King Henry. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
Well, they weren't going to get him the second time with the same back. Defense all over that one. They stop him for no gain.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
Sending it downfield for Likely.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
On third down, Jackson. Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range. Now Jackson on fourth down. Oh, a dangerous throw there is intercepted. Picked off by Brian Branch. And the Lions will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to rattle. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
So they come to the line for first down and 10. first carry for David Montgomery. Past midfield to the 45. And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line. One more time for Montgomery. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. He'll stay on the ground. Again, Montgomery. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and
Goff with the give to Montgomery. And he will score. David Montgomery. Touchdown, Detroit.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
And that one is no good. He missed the extra point. So much for 7 to start. It is a 6-0 game. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. In motion comes Andrews. Play action now. Jackson. And that's incomplete. They couldn't connect. And that's how this first quarter will come to an end.
Ravens nothing.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Big lineman Aleem McNeil ends the play there. 3rd down and 9. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. A gain of 16 yards. Good for a Raven first down. On the ground, here's Henry. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Bateman is the motion man. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game. Bateman is the motion man. 2nd down. Jackson. The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete. Searching for his Pro Bowl tight end Mark Andrews that time. And third down coming up. From the gun, Jackson. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the third or fourth read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jump that route, challenge the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Montgomery. And he's going to be out of bounds, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. They'll run with Montgomery.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. Now Goff. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. A ball deep for the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. So they take the shot downfield, and it is caught in the end zone for